Hello, this is Brittany Green. I'm just an average everyday Bible believer, and I wanted to discuss something that I saw in the book of Acts. Admittedly, I never saw this before, so I think it was kind of like an interesting thing. Um, it was basically when Peter gets delivered from prison, and I'm going to read from Acts 12 all the way to Acts 7, like Acts 12 to 7, just to indicate where I'm coming from. Now, about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. These were the days of unleavened bread. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, and tending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church of God for him. And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. Now, a lot of people like the prison break thing. And don't get me wrong, I like it too. But I noticed the interesting thing in regards to the allegory of what salvation does to a believer. It frees the chains of sin from a person. I mean, one can look at Isaiah 61:1. Isaiah 61:1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. I mean, yes, there is a spiritual thing in regards to the captivity and the dispersion of Israel, but also there is a thing in regards to the believer, how, I mean, he that is in committeth sin is a servant to sin, and the servant abideth not forever, but the son abideth forever. I mean, that's why the Lord said, if you continue my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So it makes a lot of sense that Isaiah 61:1 and Peter, who's preaching the gospel of liberty, the law of liberty, is himself freed from the prison. And then Psalm 102:20. Psalm 102, verse 20. To hear the groaning of the prisoner, to loose those that are appointed to death. You know, it's basically speaking of the same prophecy in Isaiah 61:1. And then it's also repeated in Psalm 142, Psalm 142, verse 7. 142, verse 7. Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. And then there's Ecclesiastes 4, verse 14. Ecclesiastes 4, verse 14. For For out of the prison he cometh to reign, whereas he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. Speaking, better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished, is what it's following. Ecclesiastes. In the context, Solomon himself was actually contrasting Pharaoh and Joseph. And it's a true allegory, but by the same token, the Lord frees believers, and he does give wisdom unto all men and it breatheth not. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. That is the thing that I kind of wanted to show and illustrate. Thank you, and God bless.